everybody, welcome back. It's Joe White here. Time for another edition of Live Free. So we're just hours away from the biggest snowstorm, the largest blizzard in the history of the world. I have no idea what we're going to get tonight, but I figure it'll be a good time to get with you to chat a little bit about how to have an unstoppable mindset. Now, normally we slant this a little bit to the individual, but today we're going to slant this the other way to some of my most favorite people in the world, entrepreneurs, small business owners, people who invest their time, their money, their energy, all on a single bet. We bet on ourselves, right? Even though the odds are against us, the failure rate is high, we get knocked down, we get back up, we keep pushing because we believe in something. I started Get Life Coaching 18 years ago. I had no idea what I get myself into. All I had was a passion and a dream. And as I traveled around the country talking to small business owners and entrepreneurs, you know what? We're all alike. We believe in something. And it's not easy. The battle is not easy. So I hope whoever you are, you'll get tons of value from this. But here are 8 simple but powerful keys to have an unstoppable mindset, because anytime in life you set a big enough goal, a big enough dream, right? You're going to go through your winters. You're going to learn how to get back up. And here are some things to remind or remember along the process. Number 1, your worth, your personal worth is not tied to your results. See, it's easy, guys. We give everything for that passion, everything for that dream. But you know what happens, right? Sometimes it doesn't work out the way we want. We don't get the result that we want. We don't get the outcome that we want. And sometimes we get pretty beaten up here. And because I Get Life Coaching is my baby, right? It's my baby. And when we don't get that result, or we get rejected, or we get knocked down, we tend to take it personal. It's that double-edged sword. It drives us, but limits us. So understand, no matter what you're going after in your life, your worth is never tied to the results. Number 2, mission and purpose is always greater than setback and failure. Mission and purpose is always greater than setbacks and failure. Because look, right, as I said, we're going to get knocked down, we're going to go through challenges, but that's why it's so important to have that mission, have that purpose, have that why. Stronger, bigger, larger than you. Because in the darkest days, what's going to pull you through when you're not getting the results that you want? When you feel like you're failing, or you look at your bank account and you got like this much money in the bank, and like that many payables. We got to stay attached to something. And that's our mission. And that's our purpose. And as I work with entrepreneurs and small business owners, very often we lose that over time. We get beaten down and beaten up. Stay connected to it. I don't care if you write it down and read it every day. I don't care if you talk about it at work. Hang it on the wall. You got to stay connected to that reason why. And sometimes it evolves. What started 18 years ago in my basement with 2 clients as I did phone coaching, what drives me today is so much more, and so much more vast. Number 3, I say this a lot anymore, you got to divorce your expectations, raise and marry your standards. Live your standards. Too many times we expect things to go a certain way. And what are expectations? They're stories, right? They have some fact and a whole bunch of other information and data that we just threw together. Well, I expect it to be, this far ahead at this age. I expect it to be able to close this many deals or expand this way. Expectations will get you deep in the dirt. See, we got to live by our standards. The end of the day is how you live, how you work, how you play. Now, I just posted something on Facebook today, and we were talking about, I met this guy. I said, I want to buy what you're selling. Call me. He hasn't called me yet, right? So I put it on Facebook a little bit as a lesson. And a friend of mine, Carl, goes, I was talking about, small businesses, the biggest challenge they have is they think like a small business, right? They don't have enough vision. They become too mom and popish. They don't have systems and processes. Like in sales, a follow-up systems and a sales process. And you say, Joe, that's all well and fine. How about integrity? What a great point, man, right? Carl, great point. Because it is. That's a standard that we live by. So when you're not getting the expectations met, we got to live by our standards. Number 4, no sale. Doesn't matter how big, how small. It doesn't matter with what client will ever make or break you. Do not give something more power than your vision, your mission, your purpose, who you are. Okay? And look, I get it. You know, there have been big deals I got and big deals I blew or didn't get, right? And it affects you a little bit, sure. But you got to understand that nothing has that power. Because sometimes we get in our heads, right? Well, if I get this, then this, and we see this pathway, and it doesn't exist other than our heads. And once that pathway ends, our brain goes, oh my God, how am I going to get where I want to be? Don't give it that power. And as we talk about sales and growth, let's talk on another important topic here, that nothing lasts forever. It doesn't matter. It's one of the best lessons I've learned. Because I used to take everything personal. See, 18 years ago, I was 5 years out of a drug addiction, right? I was still a mess inside. And my sole purpose was, if I could help you, I was enough. And I used to have these, like, if you came to one of my sessions back then, I didn't have a lot of clients. So if I had you, and I might have no one else for like 2-3 hours. So I used to keep you in the room, right? I was determined for you to get a breakthrough. I used to joke about saying, you're getting a breakthrough today. We're either going to walk through the door or we go through the wall, but the breakthrough's coming. Yeah, I had a lot of belief, a lot of conviction to help people. But at the end of the day, I was just trying to save myself, trying to prove my worth. And even though my intentions were good, my motivation was short-sighted. And as I grew and gladly matured and began to understand, as I said during the first thing I said about worth, that regardless of what a client does, my worth doesn't change. That I'm only here as an agent of change. I can't cross that line and want that more than you. In sales, you can't want the sale more than someone else. And no matter if you had your biggest day or your worst day, nothing lasts forever. Learning to detach enough from it where it's not all up in my face and feeling everything is personal, but still staying connected, is that delicate balancing act as we learn, right? I always say, all the money of stuff that failed, all the disappointments, all the challenges, all the setbacks, right? All the wasted money on stuff that never worked is only tuition for the success you're about to have. Number 6 is you have to have an attitude of abundance. I think it's critical. Because when you sell, when you try to grow your business in scarcity, scarcity only produces more scarcity. Fear breeds more fear. You know, I remember it was one time along the way, I was really struggling financially. I was really worrying about, where is that next money going to come from? How am I going to pay this bill? How am I going to, be successful here? Because everything was tied up into my success. And a friend of mine at the time said to me, Joe, can I give you some coaching? I'm like, sure. And they said, one of my philosophies with money is I don't worry about it. I mean, sure, if there's not enough money in my bank account, it stresses me a little bit. But I have a belief, and maybe you should borrow it. And the belief is money's always coming my way. I go, well, how do you know that? And they said, you know that thing you say all the time, trust the process? I'm like, yeah. They said, then trust the process. Do the work. Work hard. Work smart. But trust the process. And ever since that day, I can tell you, through other challenging times, money always came my way. Sometimes I'm like, can you hurry up a little bit here? I'm getting a little bit, on the edge. But it always came. So when you live in that attitude of abundance, when you share your gifts, it drives me crazy when people like try to like protect their gifts and control every aspect. You know, we invite people to our seminars for free. We do things like this where we don't charge per se. If you come to one of our seminars, you're able to come back and volunteer for free. And we do all that from an attitude of abundance. Because truly in life, like attracts like. And in the beginning, I used to attract really like people who were stuck in fear. And I couldn't understand why. Because I was attracting like. So live and cultivate the attitude of abundance. Number 7, don't quit before the miracle happens. You know, there's a great story in Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. If you haven't read it, you need to read it, guys. Okay? And if you have read it, you need to reread it again and again. It's a quintessential self-help professional development book ever written. And in the story, and I forget if it's gold or diamonds. I've heard it so many ways now, and I tell it so many ways. But we'll go with gold. How about that, right? So a guy puts all his money into this plot of land, and he's ready to mine gold. And he digs and he digs and he digs. He can't find anything. He gets more and more frustrated, more and more fear, thinks he's not going to find anything. Eventually, he gives up, sells everything, the land, the machinery, to another miner. Pennies on the dollars. The new miner comes in and finds a extremely rich vein of gold 3 feet from where the original miner stopped digging. Don't stop before the miracle happens. Don't quit. Don't quit on you. Don't quit on your dream. Don't let someone steal your dream or tell you what you think or feel. Because at the end of the day, it's what you believe that's going to carry you through. And lastly, number 8. And I was doing the same talk for a private group I was asked to speak in front of. And I gave 7. And at the very end, I figured out what number 8 was. And number 8 is, no matter how successful you are, no matter how much money or how big your company grows, or whatever level of success that you measure yourself by, you got to remain coachable. Nothing's worse. There is no greater sign of death is about to happen when you hear this. Oh, I don't need to learn anything else. I figured it all out. They don't open up books. They don't read. They don't listen to audiobooks. You know, they don't do things that inspire them. They don't put themselves back in the environment that they become not a teacher but a student. Remaining coachable, that humility is, I think, one of the single greatest factors in success for everything. Because here's the thing about growth. It doesn't last. Like I said earlier, right? It doesn't matter if it was good or bad, right? Nothing lasts forever. And once you grow, you got to grow again. And once you grow some more, you got to keep growing. And if you get in your head that you reach this plateau where no new learnings, knowledge, coaching, whether it's you hire a coach or a friend comes up to you or you just allow life to teach you, when you stop learning lessons, you will stop growing. In business, that's the beginning of the end. When businesses stop growing, stop investing in themselves to learn more, to expand more, to become better at what they do, they're going to plateau, and usually after a period of time, there's that steady decline. And then they fall so much, and they go, oh, we need a coach, we need a trainer, we need someone to come in. And by that point, everything's dead, or just about dead, or it takes so much effort to turn them around. So, whether it snows, whether it's not, maybe you're watching this in July saying, what the hell is Joe talking about snow? But no matter whenever you watch this, bring these in, incorporate them, live them, make them part of who you are. So until next time, this is Joe White from Get Life Coaching. Live free, everybody. Bye-bye.